Welcome to People Human Rights 2020. I am Olga for this 7th video where I will read the judgment on the kings of the earth. But before that, we will be talking about some topics and about the theology of the Great Replacement. Some beings that we call the king of the earth are just making laws, and those laws must be respected by everyone except themselves. And there are some laws regarding the people who choose Russia as allies, or who make the propaganda of Russia, As for us, we have noted that the Indians in the Americas, the natives of Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the world were not allied to Russia, with Russia, when they were killed, genocide. The people of the human motherland were not Russia's allies when they were taken into the torment of slavery, of colonialism and of neocolonialism. Many activists in America or in human motherlands or anywhere else were not associated with Russia when they have been killed. They were just defending their human rights. And since many centuries in the USA, the police is killing with no fear. That same police was created at the beginning to reach and to capture back the slaves who were running away. So these beings even doesn't show any guilt and any remorse, and since they have been thrown on earth, they have not respected the human beings' rights. So, regarding the law against abortion that was overturned in USA, which is a hypocrite law, and the goal of the purpose of this law is hidden, because everyone knows that fetus cells, embryo cells, are used in cosmetology, in medication, in drugs, in vaccines, in even in food, because some embryo cells are used as edulcorant, edulcorant and taste enhancer. Sorry for your sandwich and your and your drink. Sorry, but I have to say that. Everyone will choose. So we also know that the paracetamol, ibuprofen, Nurofen, all those, not all, but many of those painkillers also contains embryo cells. Bon, and to all this, I add something which is not directly related, but that I want to talk about. All those soils and waters which are completely destroyed around the world because of chemical products like chlordecone and so on. And it's strange that these countries who causes many wars around the world, where pregnant women are killed, they make law against abortion, and they refuse to women their right to dispose of their own body. A woman's body is for that woman. And God says in Matthew 7, verse 3 to 5, let us read. Matthew Matthew 7, verse 3 to 4. Why do you look at the speck and at this? Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? Because with all those substances, evil substances that are introduced in women's body, what is the aim, the goal of carrying a pregnancy of monsters till the birth is given, and even refusing a woman the health which is endangered by the pregnancy, that woman cannot must die. That's they want to kill women. And the fact that someone, a man who rapes a woman and that woman get pregnant has parental right over that child is legalization of rape. So, and it's a source of destabilization of the women's mental health. But it is written, enfin, it, it's written in Matthew 4, verse 19 to 21, that, let's read that. Matthew 24, verse 19 to 21. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. And the following verse, the verse 20, says, ask us to pray a lot. So, there's something. God created the human being and said that it is the human being that will inherit the earth. Let's read Jeremiah 27, verse 2 to 5. Let's read Jeremiah 27. I need to find yeah, let's go directly to the verse 5. Jeremiah 27, you'll read the verse 2 to 5, but I will read the verse 5. So, give them this message for their master. This is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says. With my great strength and powerful arm, I made the earth and all its people and every animal. I can give these things of mine to anyone I choose. And Matthew 5, Psalm 115, verse 16. The heaven, even the heavens, are Lord's, but the earth has been given to the children of men. Yeah, because there's this race for humanoid creatures. Okay, then Oh, now let us talk about the theory, the theology. And believe me, it's not a theory, because the theology of the great replacement, of the doctrine of the substitution. We must remember that everything that is physical, everything has a spiritual origin. So, this theory of great replacement is a doctrine. When it was created, that was an excuse to criminals to perpetrate their crimes. This it's a Christian theology, doctrine, saying that the Jewish people no more doesn't belong no more to the plan of God, and that all the promises given to the Jewish have been transferred to the church in their entity. So, according to them, the old alliance has been swapped, and by the Son of God. So it's a very old doctrine, even before the 3rd century after Christ. It's a very old doctrine which inspired many people, and this doctrine, when you are aware of it, explain everything that happened to the Jewish people and to the early Christians in the human's motherland. Because if we analyze this properly and the time since it happened, it's this theology of replacement was a way to eradicate the black race. Because the Jewish and the Christians of that time were black. So I have put some links about this theology on my Telegram channel, PHR 1, the number 1, PHR 1. So, and there's a continuity nowadays, because they have to how can I say, to put division into people, and voila, for them to be able to do their evil work. And the fact that those Occidental societies have adopted this many knowledge and many spirituality from the human motherland, we understand why, through this theory, through this theology, we understand why they had the necessity, they felt the necessity to falsify the truth and to falsify the history of the human motherland, and to appropriate themselves that history, because they are not owners of this spirituality, but they adopted it and manipulate it. Hmm? And we understand why the Catholic Church approved openly the slavery. Hmm? So we see that these beings who perpetrate crimes and call themselves Jews or Christian, in fact, they worship the devil, as it is written in Revelation 2, verses 8 to 11. Revelation 2. Revelation 2. Um, verses 8. To the angel of the church of Smyrna write, these are the words of him who is the first and the last, who died and came to life again. I know your afflictions and your poverty, yet you are rich. I know about the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. Well, obviously, we are not talking about the poor people who are just living their faith. I'm sure that 80% of Christian or of the people doesn't even know about this theology of replacement, in the sense that this was a Christian theology. They know it in another way at another time, because those people were inspired, in fact, by this early theology of replacement. We are talking as usual about those satanic elites, yeah, not about the people who are living their faith. So, yeah, because in fact, that's the Christians. Jesus, God with us allies, Jesus Christ was sent to the Jews. So some Jews followed him and others didn't. But for God, it's the same people. And Matthew 5, 17 to 30, God says, Jesus himself says, let's write it, let's read it, Matthew 5. Mm-hmm. Okay. Matthew 5. The words of the Son of God, Do not think that I have come to abolish the law of the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. And Revelation 7, Revelation 7. Yeah. So in Revelation 7, the angel put the seal of God on the forehead of God's servants of the 12 tribes of Israel. Before God sent the plagues on earth. So, which is a very, how can I say? The thing is that it's a theology made by people who worship the devil to to hide as an excuse to perpetrate their crimes. And if we read Exodus 20, verse 17, Exodus 20, verse 17, you shall not covet your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his his donkey, his ass, nor anything that is your neighbor's. That's not what they are doing around the world. They are stealing around the world. Then, and they say they act on behalf of God. And James 4, verse 2. James 4, verse 2. You lust and have not. You kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. You fight and war, yet you have not, because you ask not. But God also says there are traitors among my people. Let's read Psalm 41, verse 9. Yes, my own familiar friends, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, had lifted up his heel against me. So in Luke 22, verse 21, at the Last Supper, Jesus himself says, to his disciple, the hand of he who will come on in this. Let me just read it because to language is the word is not coming. Let's read Luke 22 verse 21. Luke 22 verse 21. But the hand of him who is going to betray, that was the word, to betray me, but the hand of him who is going to betray me is with mine on the table. And there is also Jeremiah 5, verse 26. Jeremiah 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They watch as followers lie in wait. They set a trap. They catch men. Of course, if there is no traitors, some evil act cannot be committed. This is why heavens hear and you people the words of the judgment. As the College of Holy Angels mandated to the juridical affairs of the God of the armies on earth, have statuted about the kings of the earth. And we publish our judgment on this day, the 28th day of the 60th month of the year 2022 of the solar calendar. I read, the king of the earth and their allies are not permitted anymore to pour the innocent blood. Therefore, they cannot make laws anymore, and any unjust law is caduc. They are not allowed to falsify informations, to planify and perpetrate massacres, genocide. They are not allowed to steal, to loot by any means, in any way, in any place of the earth. They are given the order to stop immediately the politic of chaos they are perpetrating around the earth. They are given the order to humble themselves before the people that God planted in the human motherlands. Any lie or manipulation coming from them, any innocent blood that will be poured by the king of the earth and their allies, and the non-respect of any details of this judgment will lead to the intervention of the celestial armies at the time when the seventh trumpet will happen. This time is not far, because the sixth trumpet has already been heard. That was the message. See you soon.